The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Teen who allegedly attempted to erase classmate remains in police custody. A 15-year-old girl is still in police custody after she's a schoolmate several times during a FIGHT near Poonwasi Gardens, Williamsville on Monday afternoon. In a video being circulated on social media, the girl was seen holding a KNIFE as another schoolgirl, BLED, from wounds to her face. The girl with the KNIFE was arrested and was being held at the Princestown police station up to Tuesday afternoon. A senior police officer said the girl is being questioned by officers of the Southern Division and may face charges of malicious wounding and wounding with intent to KILL once a file is compiled and sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. The officer said in this situation, several factors, including the medical report and the video, would be used as evidence in the inquiry. Up to Monday afternoon, the injured 15-year-old girl remained in hospital, where she's being treated for wounds to her face, chest, and arm. Investigators described the injuries as serious but not life-threatening. A media release from the Ministry of Education on Tuesday afternoon said the school principal had submitted a report, which it had on Tuesday. A decision on the disciplinary action to be meted out will be taken and communicated to the school and parents by end of day. This matter is also under the active investigation of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The ministry's release also wished the wounded student a speedy recovery and offered support from the Student Support Services Division. The release also reported that guidelines on the National School Code of Conduct has been reissued to principals. The guidelines outline measures dealing with school violence. The release reminded principals and staff that students in uniform, whether on or off school premises, were liable to face expulsion once they were involved in FIGHTS or used dangerous WEAPONS. The ministry also noted that while a revised approach to addressing school violence was still underway, the National Code of Conduct remained the overarching policy. Police on manhunt for suspect who erased his accomplice. Police are searching for a man who was shot by an accomplice when they went to erase a Petit Valley businessman. Police said the suspect was in the upper body by one of the two accomplices when they ACKED the 53-year-old man on Tuesday night. Edwin Conqueror Joseph of Cameron Road, Petit Valley, was dead at Khalif and Chanel's Mini Mart at Cameron Road, Petit Valley. Police said at around 7:45 p.m., a white van pulled up in front of the shop and two assailants ran in and opened fire at Joseph. The bandit, who had a cutlass and was going into the Mini Mart when the three men then drove off. Police said they have no motive for Joseph's homicide. They are reminding all medical institutions to alert them whenever a patient comes to them with BULLET wounds. In an unrelated incident, a Laventille man was hospitalized at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex after he was in the hip on Tuesday night. Police said the 31-year-old man of Prezar Lands, Laventille, had gone to visit a friend at Sawmill Avenue, Barataria. At around 11:27 p.m., the victim parked his car outside his friend's home when three men got out of a white Nissan 80 wagon and opened fire at him. The man drove off and later realized he had been wounded in the right hip. P.C. Andrews of the Northeastern Division Task Force was among officers who responded to the incident and took the injured man to hospital. Missing woman reports to police but remains uncooperative. A 22-year-old Tacarigua woman who was reported missing on May 29 told police she was safe but did not provide any further information on where she was during the period she was missing. Police said the woman was reported missing by a relative at the Arouca police station. The woman visited the Arouca police station at around 1 a.m. last Friday, but was uncooperative with investigators. She told officers, "I is a big woman," when asked to give a written statement. The woman was allowed to leave the station. When contacted for comment, senior police said while no crime was committed, they were disappointed in the lack of operation from the woman and hoped people would be more considerate to the efforts of the police. "We want people to partner with the police. Remember, if you come to us, we will expend resources, manpower, time and vehicle. When people go missing, we are obligated to conduct investigations, and unfortunately there are circumstances where people can turn up dead. So we expect when people are the subjects of missing persons reports that they cooperate with the police and contact us. We expect that these people would behave in a responsible, mature manner, and while we understand there is no obligation on their part, we expect there is some courtesy." Police officer among 5 arrested for serious offenses involving Venezuelans. A police officer was among 5 people arrested as police busted a HUMAN trafficking and PROSTITUTION ring in Arima that involved foreign minors. 2 foreign nationals were also arrested by the Northern Division North Arima Criminal Investigations Department on Saturday, at the end of what the TNT Police Service called diligent and painstaking inquiries. According to the police, investigations began following discoveries made during the execution of a search warrant at the premises located at John Shaw Avenue, Eastern Main Road, Arima, on April 15. While there, police say they found and rescued several foreign nationals, including minors. All 9 victims were Venezuelan nationals, 2 of whom were under the age of 18. The police statement said SEX paraphernalia, a quantity of condoms, a large amount of alcohol, a quantity of cash, and a roulette machine were among the other items found and seized at the premises and will be used as evidence. The property, which was being operated as a bar, was also unlicensed to sell liquor. All 5 suspects are expected to be charged with serious offenses, such as supporting a GANG, trafficking in CHILDREN, inciting a CHILD to become a PROSTITUTE, arranging and facilitating the PROSTITUTION of a child, and SEXUAL PENETRATION of a child. According to police, 3 people will also be charged with being gang leaders arising from this incident. Commenting on the exercise, Acting Commissioner of Police MacDonald Jacobs said, "This successful operation is a direct result of the strategic decision by his executive to divide the Northern Division, which is the largest police division, into North and North Central." He said the split was done to bring about more effective crime management and greater operational and administrative efficiency, which would ultimately lead to reduced crime and safer communities. Jacob said with this operation, significant inroads have been made into the scourge of human trafficking and the exploitation of women and children who are seen as vulnerable and easy targets by unscrupulous gangs. The TTPS will continue to relentlessly pursue these depraved and heartless criminals who have no regard for humanity, the innocence of children, and the sanctity of life, Jacob added. External agencies, including Immigration Division and Counter-Trafficking Unit, also assisted police in the operation. As it related to the officer who has been arrested in connection with this offense, Jacob reminded his officers about the oath of office they took and to keep in mind that any illegal actions will hurt the image of the entire police service. He said with the arrest of this officer and another recent one, it showed the commitment of the TTPS to weed out rogue elements in the service. He, however, added that police officers are not the only law enforcement officials involved in such illegal activities. He said that this particular exercise was part of ongoing investigations which began last year and will continue. Man charged with the demise of his neighbor granted $1 million bail. 4 years after he was charged with the Mvd3r3r of his neighbor, accused Aaron Balkaran has been granted $1 million bail. High Court Judge Jeffrey Henderson fixed bail on Tuesday, following an application made by Balkaran's attorney, Kiran Pandey. During a virtual hearing of the San Fernando Supreme Court, Henderson imposed strict conditions to the bail, and Balkaran was told that if he breaches any of them, his bail could be revoked. The conditions are that he relocates from his Princestown home, that he resides at a new address at Barrackpore, have no contact with any of the witnesses, and not visit any bars. Balkaran, 29, a laborer who lived at Guinness Circular, Princestown, at the time of the incident, is accused of Mvd3r3r his neighbor Roshan Ramdeal on April 18, 2018. Ramdeal of Reserve Road, Princestown, was at a neighbor's house for a birthday gathering when he got into a dispute with the accused. It is alleged that the accused struck him on the side of the face with a rum bottle. Ramdeal was subsequently hospitalized at the San Fernando General Hospital, where he died. Balkaran was later charged by Corporal Donnie Bridgemohan of the Homicide Bureau of Investigations Region 3. The state was represented by State Attorney Andrew Bowler during the application hearing. In March, Joel King became the first person to be granted bail for Mvd3r in this country. High Court Master Nanili Singh upheld Joel King's bail application based on a recent Court of Appeal ruling on the constitutionality of precluding judicial officers from considering bail for people charged with Mvd3r. King, also known as Joel Catty Grimes, who is accused of Mvd3r3r Nakosi Haricharan at Hermitage Road in Belmont on April 15, 2014, was granted $1.5 million bail with a surety and was given a cash alternative of $750,000. However, Singh applied 21 conditions for his bail, including that he report to the police station, reside with his mother, and not leave the house between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. unless it is for an emergency. Mounting allegations against Watson Duke as last witness left to testify. The state has just one more witness to call against Tobago House of Assembly Deputy Chief Secretary Watson Duke on a series of SCXUAL offenses he allegedly committed 6 years ago. Amongst the charges against Duke is the RAPE of a woman who was employed at the Public Services Association while he was the union's president. He is currently facing a preliminary inquiry at the Port of Spain Magistrates Court for the offences allegedly committed in 2016. Today he made an appearance before Magistrate Marissa Gomez, during which the alleged victim was cross-examined by Duke's attorneys Gilbert Peterson SC and John Heath. Following the completion of her evidence, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, which is being represented by Assistant DPP Nigel Pilgrim and Jay Charles, are expected to call their final witness before it closes its case on August 2. The allegation against Duke, the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, PDP, is that on 4 occasions between January and April 2016, he committed acts of serious indecency against the woman while at PSA headquarters in Port of Spain. It is further alleged that on May 10, while he and the woman were at Hyatt Regency Hotel, Wrightson Road, Port of Spain, he held her against her will before RAPING her. Duke is currently out on bail in the sum of $250,000. Kelvin Romain appointed as acting CEO of WASA. The Water and Sewage Authority, WASA, has appointed a new acting chief executive officer after an investigation found its former acting CEO was guilty of interfering with a list of companies in arrears that was supposed to be made public. This was confirmed by Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez, who said yesterday that former CEO Sherlyn Shepard has been regulated back to his senior management position at the authority, and Kelvin Romain has been appointed to act as CEO. Shepard, who was previously on unpaid leave, has been sent on a 50-day vacation leave. Speaking after a ribbon-cutting ceremony from the Lipinot water treatment plant, Gonzalez broke his silence on the reason for Shepard's suspension more than 6 weeks ago. The board would have approved the list of names of customers, huge corporate, commercial customers who owed WASA hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the board approved a list of 30 names to be published in the media. And when the publication came out in the media, only 28 names were published, Gonzalez said. He said when Shepard was asked why the names of 2 companies were removed from the list, he could not give a satisfactory response. Gonzalez confirmed the Five Islands Amusement Water Park was one of those 2 companies. Asked to address rumors that he prompted Shepard to remove the company's name from the list, Gonzalez said, "I heard that foolish talk from the UNC again. This is nonsense. If I, the Minister of Public Utilities, ordered that 5 islands be removed, why would the board suspend the CEO if the instructions came from the minister? It does not make sense." Gonzalez said if it was true, Shepard would have also been removed from his position. He said he has instructed the board to continue its work, adding, "These types of behavior within the authority will not be tolerated, and there will be absolutely no sacred cows." He said the delinquent companies owe the authority some $5 million. Gonzalez said he has instructed WASA to take the aggressive steps to collect the outstanding money. As for Shepard's future with the authority, Gonzalez said he will leave this up to the WASA board. After he expires his 50-day vacation, the board will determine what's next. "I will leave it entirely up to the board," he said.